inspiring session within 5 minutes.
स्टार्टिंग वाला चेंज है अभी ये इतना नहीं बोलूँगा लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन तो बेकार नहीं नॉर्मल गुड इवनिंग जस्ट 2 मिनट्स आने नहीं आते लोग भाई परेशान हो गया भाई परेशान हो गया भाई लोग हम भी बैठेंगे हम लोग बैठेंगे ही भाई ये तो है दूसरे कॉलेज के पुअर चाइल्ड ये बोल रहे हैं 2 मिनट में स्टार्ट कर देना भाई देख लो एक बार पता नहीं क्या बात कर रहे हैं
A very good evening to one and all present here. We are beginning with the session. Myself, Parth Purvar, a second year at IIT BHU, and it is my absolute pleasure to introduce to a very inspiring figure in the world of entrepreneurship, Mr. DHARAMVEER Singh Chauhan. Please welcome him with a huge round of applause. Mr. DHARAMVEER is the co-founder and CEO of Zostel and Zoword, two groundbreaking ventures that have transformed the travel and hospitality landscape in India. Mr. DHARAMVEER's journey began right here in IIT BHU, where he graduated in 2012 with a degree in ceramic sciences and engineering. During his college days, he demonstrated his entrepreneurial spirit by founding Bright Ants Gaming Studio, a company focused on creating social games. This experience provided him with invaluable lessons in entrepreneurship, laying the foundation for his future endeavors. His passion for technology and gaming then led him to work as the youngest game designer for Zynga, where he further honed his skills in product development. After completing his MBA from IIM Calcutta, Mr. Dharamveer embarked on a transforming backpacking trip across Europe. Inspired by the vibrant hostel culture, he encountered and recognized an opportunity to create a similar experience in India. In 2013, he founded Zostel, which has since become Asia's largest chain of backpacker hostels. Under his leadership, Zostel has expanded to over 36 locations across India and Nepal, providing not just accommodations but also fostering a sense of community among travelers. In addition to Zostel, Mr. Dharamveer is currently at the helm of Zover, an innovative platform that aims to redefine the travel experience through digital assets and community engagement. His vision extends beyond traditional hospitality. He is committed to integrating technology into the travel sector, including exploring Web3 solutions that enhances customer experiences through interconnected brands like Zohouses and Zotrips. Mr. Dharamveer's journey is not just a personal success. It is also about enabling others. He has served as a strategic advisor to over 100 tech ventures, guiding emerging startups towards growth and innovation. His commitment to nurturing the entrepreneurial ecosystem reflects his belief in collaboration and shared success. As we gather here at IIT BHU, a place that has fostered countless innovators, let's draw an inspiration from Mr. Dharamveer's remarkable journey, which exemplifies how passion for technology and community can lead to transformative change. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Dharamveer Chauhan to the stage as he shares insights into his entrepreneurial journey and his vision for the future of travel. Now I would like to call upon the host for the session, Ms. Arushi, to continue with the session.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. It's my pleasure, sir, for hosting this session with you. So before we get into the larger themes for the session and understand what all amazing things that you have achieved yet, I really want to know, and I think everybody is curious about your own journey from getting into an IIT, then IIMs, and then actually founding Boston. So what was your journey like as a student?
Sure. Sure. So this is audible? अच्छा ये कैमरे का okay. All right. What's your good name? Arushi. Yeah. All right. So we'll start. So my journey actually starts from Jodhpur. I'm from Jodhpur, Rajasthan, and very early on I was a total nerd. So I wanted to make games for a living, and that path or that goal. I had a goal to make a career making games when I was sort of 10 years old, and I studied back then that if you want to make a career in games, how do you do it, right? So in India there is this sort of pressure, right? You always have to have a plan. I hope that now that has changed, in the current generation, but at least at my time it largely used to be that you'll either be an engineer or a doctor or a CA. And in that direction I had read this India Today. It's practically the same even today, that to be an engineer, or let's say to make a game, you have to work in Microsoft or Electronic Arts. For that you have to be an engineer. For that you have to be to a top engineering college, to be an IIT, and then for that you have to take science maths in 11th class. I was in 5th class only, so I had a plan. So if anybody asked me why are you playing games all day for the next 5 years, I had that excuse that right now I can't do anything, and it's it's gonna be later. And in my own mind, it was largely spent my whole childhood in that fashion. Played a lot of games. Even during my IIT coaching days, I would skip all the coaching. I would have night outs. I was in Kota for 11th, 12th. Those who would have struggled over there. And eventually, but I will say that a few over here when I ended up at IIT BHU, I was super disheartened. I was among the first batch in Bansal, so I considered myself a total failure when I was at IIT BHU. And day one, it was a very interesting conversation, since we are in the college. So, teacher used to ask, I'm a ceramic engineer, right? So I barely made it in that fashion. And in our time, it used to be IT BHU. It wasn't IIT BHU also, right? And I think I was among the first batches that got IIT as well. And so I was largely of the opinion that there isn't much that I would learn from people around or the clubs around. My larger focus was that, see, I can't keep lying to myself that I'll make games after I'll be an engineer. If I really be honest with myself, if you really want to be honest with yourself, you can keep telling yourself that I'll start a startup after 2 years of job or after I have learned, how business get done. But if you really want to learn how to do business, it's never a better time than a student to do a startup. And I don't speak it just like that. From first year itself, if you guys will look up like MCA, etc., I had my proper company registered. In second year, when students were looking for internship, I was properly offering internship. I had internship applications from third year students from the same college, my own seniors only. And I had a fake profile called as Kunal, so DHARAMVEER was the CTO, I was the techie also. But I used to write emails to Kunal, who was the CEO. You can't talk to Kunal, obviously interns, right? And so I had a good hang on getting things done remotely. And I struggled, man, for all of those 4 years, I kept making games. I made IPLcricketgame.com, that was an independent website. Then I started making games on Facebook, Canvas platform. So before 2012, before mobile, Facebook was largely a gaming platform with Farmville, Mafia Wars, and all of those things. Before our parents joined Facebook and we left for Instagram, okay, before that period. And so, that's where I made my games. And during the time it was 4th year, I literally accepted. So my whole goal was that I wanted to have a job for myself, right? As an entrepreneur is just about taking control of your life, regardless of you do it with a startup, you do it with teaching people, coaching classes, or you do it by making money in crypto, or launching anything, for that matter. It's a mindset that starts off with rather than taking the paths that are there. And all of those things happened before, and yeah, can probably keep adding.
It's so inspiring because it's not every day we meet someone who turned his vision to reality. So this is like a short question. How would you describe Zostel? Like, if you could describe Zostel in one word, what it would be and why?
It's for truth seekers. Right. So if you look at your life, the real trip, so we do hostels, people go on solo trips, right? But the real solo trip is life itself. So you came alone in this life, you'll probably live through and then you'll die, right? So your trip will end, right? And so that's where, Zoho and Zostel want to be a trip partner, that when you travel, you meet other people, you discover new things, and they truly help you discover things about yourself, right? I come from Rajasthan, I had my own biases. When I came to BHU, everybody used to think that Rajasthan mein to pani hi nahi hai shayad, right? And and probably people will have such biases towards South India, etc., everywhere, right? And maybe about foreigners as well. So I think there's a lot of learning that happens when we come and talk with each other and all of those things. So that's where I think we wanted to call it seekers, that those who really, because not everybody wants to seek truth, ignorance is bliss, right? But I think our humanity is headed towards that direction where it will not be easy to find a purpose in just making money or just doing a good job or being a day zero placement, whatever, right? So you can't seek validation outside for long.
So how did you identify the gap in Indian travel and hospitality sector, so which initiated creating Zostel as a concept?
So it wasn't there, more than anything else. I think for Zostel and for myself, I just wanted to do something cool. I think I wanted to do something cool and have fun. That whole same trip that I told you during my IIT days. So when it ended up, SINGH came to campus, they recruited me, I became the youngest game designer, I think whatever. ChatGPT, I think, introduced me. But we have now 100 hostel guys, I think I'll add that fact in the numerical introduction. And during the CAT exam, and that I ended up at IIM Calcutta with over there. So over there, I once again opted out of placements. First week itself, I had a counseling from the dean that you come to IIM for a job, you can't opt out of placements. Maybe you are scared of some ragging, etc. No, I just have no time, right? So if you really want to do something, you must understand that being a student is the best time to do a startup, right? Because nobody asks you anything, your parents don't care. The moment you are in the real world outside campus, it's a harsh world, man, out there, right? I love campuses. In campuses, if you reach out to any senior that I am doing a startup as a third year student or a fourth year student, who won't help you, right? Everybody is willing to help, young budding entrepreneurs, right? So take those chances is what I will say.
Thank you, sir. So, what are the biggest challenges that you faced in the initial days of building an empire? Like, what are the challenges that, as a founder, that you faced while building something different in India? Because Indian market is very conventional. People are not they are not very moldable. Now they're learning to change, but still it's difficult for people to understand new concepts. So.
Right. So there wasn't any shortcut. I'll say that even today, I'm sure there are people in the audience who have no clue what is a hostel. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. How many people don't know what is a hostel? So there are lots of people. All right, guys. So hostel is basically, if you guys have seen the movie Queen, or like a backpacker hostels, right? So you get to stay in a dormitory. Otherwise when people travel, you travel to do checklist. Here I have traveled to Nepal, or I have traveled to Switzerland. But the idea of hosteling is that you travel to meet other people who are fellow travelers, and the whole environment is conducive to do those interactions. So there is a large common room in which people will play games, and a bonfire or a guitar activity. There are things that are designed to make it informal and just have a friendly chat, know each other. So it's fundamentally different than hotel. In hotel, if you're staying in a hotel and if somebody comes and talks with you, it's creepy. You're supposed to tell other people that, hey, why is this guest talking with me, right? So that's where the difference starts off with hostel, and therefore I mean that it's a journey. So that's if 50% of our crowd isn't aware, that basically means that it's been 11 years that I started this thing. And when you want to do something that's so different and so a different culture for that matter, the only way to do is to do it every day. And every day today around 5,000 people check out of hostel, and then they go and they tell their friends their experiences. So that's a slow compounding that's been happening, and it's positive in that sense, but it has its own challenges that you can't really, no matter how much I tell people what is hostel, they have to go and experience and only then understand the true difference.
So how do you deal with the competition around? Like there are many competitors coming in this industry as well, and even though OYO as a company is not like a hostel giving, but their prices are competitive. So how hostel and Zoho is actually dealing with that?
So I think we are a lot more community centric. Where Zoworld and Zostel differentiate for any other product that is out there is that we are very community first. We like to let people run those properties, let people invest in buying the land, make a lot more money than we make. I think that's the primary difference. And when you look at India, the larger thing is that India is still a very small market. Like less than half the people who visit the city of Paris visit our country every year. Okay, so forget about like Thailand is 10x more, 20x more, right? So people are not coming to India only, right? So we can think around us that hey, India is so great and we love traveling, and so the problem is that from a global mindset perspective, people are thinking that maybe India is so rich, but maybe it's not that safe to travel. If I go there, maybe I'll have diarrhea, or maybe even worse, if as a solo female globetrotter, right? And so the more OYO we have, or let's say the more Zorooms we have, more hostels we have, we have better infrastructure in India, right? What happens with better infrastructure is that people can travel more and therefore we'll have a larger market. So India is still a supply constrained market. There is a lot to be done in our country. It's a developing nation for a reason. Okay. When you go out, sadak pe sab mitti hai, abhi banana hai desh. And therefore I love competition, I love helping people. We have complete open source, how to open a backpacker hostel, anybody can open. I have personally guided, mentored probably all the other backpacker hostel brands particularly. And yeah, you know, we sold a large part of Zoom's business to OYO, so we literally built that industry as well, legitimized that.
Thank you, sir. So now I would like to shift the gear to the AI transformations which are taking place in the world right now. So in your experience, how can AI be leveraged to optimize operational efficiency in hospitality sector, such as inventory management or customer feedback analysis or dynamic pricing?
I think that those factors you have already said only, right? So dynamic pricing and other things that you said, so yeah, I can always solve there. But I think the deeper thing is that I'm very seriously looking at AI, right? The way I am looking at it, I am very sure that none of you guys over here are taking AI seriously. Alright, anybody over here is on a $200 pro plan or any sort of an advanced reasoning model. Okay, nice to see that. Okay, because you know, if you are really taking it seriously, it's a super high leverage what is happening over there, and therefore for me as a hostel, as a business, it is about rethinking everything in the business, right? If you really want to be an upstart and when you are over here, you must rethink everything, how you are connecting the community, how is your property being hunted. Like the factors you said are the first layer of agents or maybe the first level of machine learning that has already happened. You know, let's say supply management or, you know, dynamic pricing over the last 5-10 years. Now we are looking at, you know, something that's even more probably potential, and we are staying on the edge and trying to understand and do it.
I also want to ask about these AI integration like conversational bots or chat bots. Do they increase efficiency of an application and do you see results after integrating such things in an application?
See, that's what I'm trying to say, that you must not look at it like a chat bot. You must look at it like an understanding or a thought exchange. You must use it for solving your problem on an intelligence layer. And then how is it implemented, you know, as a communication layer with your business, and there also might be different for somebody else. For me, it is that it has to become the first primary distribution channel to all our customers. That when you WhatsApp Zostel, that's it. That's when your journey begins. It doesn't matter you have downloaded the app, not downloaded the app. We have to have the Go World super intelligence that's together, and then you have a multi-agents of each destination, each trip guide, each, you know, I think, and we want to make it fun to live life, like let's say, you know, collectibles, adventures, even coming to this talk and session is something that's fun. Maybe you get a mint, an NFT, you know, that has some dollars. So we want to go super bold. And
so talking about NFTs, so some platforms are exploring tokenized reward systems. So do you think introducing tokens or NFTs could actually enhance loyalty programs or unique travel experiences?
Right. I think, you know, just like all technologies, I think fundamentally everything will be tokenized in its own due time. It's today we might say that, you know, you work in the crypto industry or NFT, just like you will say in 95 or 2005 that I work in the internet industry. Now every industry is internet industry. You know, crypto and AI, both of those industries are fundamentally at that level that both of those industries will penetrate all other industries. Okay, so if you are on the edge over here, you will be at advantages. We ourselves have a top tier club. Alright, so Zostel is an ecosystem. I treat, if any of you guys want to be my co-founder, you guys can actually be my co-founder. So I already have 500 co-founders. There is, if you go to os.zo.xyz, you will get our NFTs. They are called as founders of Zo World. If anybody holds that NFT, you get access to a lot of our internet information. How are we thinking? What is my strategy? I do monthly town halls with my fellow co-founders. So I have a grand vision. I want a local friend in every corner of the world. Zostel is a is a core business that largely allows us to build the marketing and run business. But where I want to leverage and take the community is that we should have a global community, right? And in all of those aspects, I think founders is the first aspect. We have an NFT, it trades, I think somebody bought it today for 1.2 Ethereum, close to 35,000, 3,500, $4,000. There are only 1,100 of those NFTs. Then we are introducing Dollarzo. Dollarzo is our complete, you can say, as a loyalty backend system. And I feel that if you really want to give back to the community, the value, if you want to make the next, I want to make the next McDonald's, Starbucks, Marriott, that's sort of a brand, you know, with our Zo. So Zo World is one company in which we have Zostel, Zo Houses, Zo Hotels, Zo Rooms. You know, so Zo World is our parent, you know, it's a whole world. So I think that's where I'm inviting people, and to making that brand with community, I don't see any other way other than giving them Dollarzo for their work. You know, so we had somebody open up a Zo House Pune for us yesterday. So that individual took that house on lease, opened it up. It's a decentralized brand, right? So we'll possibly give them Dollarzo. Worthless today, like Bitcoin 10 years ago, but maybe worthwhile 10 years later.
So the concept of Stargate, like enabling seamless and instant cross-chain communications, has revolutionized blockchain tech. How do you see such innovations being integrated in travel industry, and how can one benefit by adopting cross-chain solutions?
Okay, looks a bit more technical. What did you say, Stargate or Stargate?
It's like a blockchain network.
Okay, so lots of blockchains come, and you know, so I'm not particularly, I think, yeah, the way I'll take it is, see, first of all, Stargate, the new $500 billion project from these guys, Sam Altman, SoftBank and Oracle and everyone. You know, that's pretty exciting. You know, $500 billion of AI deployment basically means that all industries, as I was saying, will have opportunities to play around, as you also said. And I think crypto, just like internet, today for my mother, you know, she orders something, for her, for a brief time, internet was just WhatsApp. Like, internet was WhatsApp. Then, for a time, you know, let's say Amazon was over there, that, you know, Apni Dukaan, Amazon. So, let's exchange. Okay. So I think just like that, chains will also be abstracted, right? So somebody will have, you will just send somebody else money. Nobody cares what happens on the blockchain. That will happen largely automatically, right?
So right now we talked about, you know, how exciting it is to see $500 million invested in AI industry.
Right.
Similarly, there's a lot of heavy expenditure when it comes to building AI applications, and there's a lot of debate going on between DeepSeek making an AI application in 1/10 the price of OpenAI. So what do you think that heavy spending is a good idea in building something, and what's your take on that?
Those are fundamental models if you really want to go deep into the technology of artificial intelligence. So nobody needs, so there are different levels of intelligence, right? So you need a first year student to get some things done, and you need a PhD level student for something else, and maybe you need to talk with God for something else. So you don't need to recall a higher level of intelligence. So these fundamental models will be probably where we'll discover AGI first. And I don't believe, I think the inference costs are coming very down, you know, so it will keep coming magnitudes down like our Moore's law. So building agents is going to be, can be super cheap. You know, I think that's going to be, startups should not worry about what's happening over there with $500 billion. We should worry about our API costs coming down, million tokens, $1, very good. How to use those $1 million for your consumer layer and which industry you can disrupt is a big opportunity. That has become very visible in the last 2 weeks, that model are now fungible. You know, OpenAI will fight Grok, will fight, you know, let's say DeepSeek. We are not in that fight. Very good, we just change whichever is cheaper and more intelligent. But what to do with it is our job.
Decentralized finance is also reshaping how financial systems operate by removing intermediaries and empowering individuals with greater control over their assets. So how do you see it impacting industries, and how do you see DeFi interventions in this industry?
No, I think that's where the future is headed towards. Today we have, let's say, $3 trillion of close to decentralized market cap, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the other cryptocurrencies. Where the world is headed towards is the world where internet pioneers imagined that anybody will be able to make money, anybody on the internet selling anything, right? We are not in that world right now. The business models are fairly limited. You have to do either a advertising business or you have to maybe sell something. The monetization options are limited. So the way I see more individual freedom coming up is through decentralized finance, is people launching their own, for that matter, meme coins or their startup meme coins or tokens, and then directly connecting to the decentralized finance world, getting that magic internet money. That is where you are. If you are genius, you should be able to today create money out of thin air and, finance your team.
Sir, now this is a question which is actually happening right now. There's a lot of entrepreneurs talking about automation and working hours. So like Jack Ma, the co-founder of Alibaba, said he supported 996 culture, which is working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. for 6 days a week. But on the other hand, Elon Musk was supporting automation, that one should use automation in order to make industries efficient.
But he also asked you to work 100 hours, I think. Elon is also same only.
Yeah, so there's a lot of conflict going on. So I'm very excited to know where you stand on that spectrum, and what do you think your employees should actually expect out of you?
काम करें नहीं करेंगे. So I'll, where I think where right now humanity is, we have been a hunter-gatherer society for 100,000 years. 8 lakh साल तक we used to hunt. ठीक है. Then for 10,000 years we were a agricultural society. Okay, pyramids भी बनाए, Hinduism भी हुआ, everything happened. गंगा किनारे, यूपी बस गया, बनारस आ गया, right? And last 1,000 years we have been an industrial society. The society that we live in today, the shape and structure is largely borrowed. It is not for the information age. This is an industrial age society in which, factories work Monday to Friday, machines get hot, so you need to give them rest on Saturday, Sunday. All right, people have to live near, let's say the cities are designed in a certain fashion. People have to go and work from 9 to 5. And the way I see the real opportunities, obviously, today also agriculture continues, today also hunting, gathering continues, but economy and the larger shape and structure of societies change. I think 1 lakh, 10,000, 1,000 year industrial age, I think 100 years. Okay, if you look at and understand the exponential curve, which our human brain is very difficult to understand. Okay, we are very linear, very difficult to understand compounding and logarithmic things. But within these 70 years, the pace of growth has accelerated, and I truly believe that we'll become an information age society. And when you look back in the information age society, where I think 996 or an 100-hour week, it will shift to 24/7 of parties. Okay, right now, where I think that we are just partying 2 days at weekend, Saturday, Sunday, it will totally change, starting from school and education only, because you are doing what you love to do. Then how is it work? Right? You are studying what you love to study, and it will start off probably very soon. You'll go on different stints, you'll do different things, right? And I'm hopeful that if you look at the crypto markets, they also operate 24/7 in that fashion. So these are all old world. Right now we are trying to fit in new technologies in the old systems. So when I was young, internet used to come through our telephone line. So telephone line used to give internet 56.6 kilobyte per second. There was a modem, it used to do no and connect. Maybe there are some old people, they know. And today, internet and with phone, it is one feature that you can do call. One feature you can do video call, right? Because we are on the new system when you are using the older technology. Once we have the rails of AI, of crypto, of wallets all connected, I think it's a new society. And for that matter, I think, humans are not supposed, if you are going to, I think, if you ask my, younger juniors over here and yourself that, will you like to go and work in office 9 to 6 in an Excel sheet, which an agent can do. I don't want those jobs. You can give those jobs, right, to whichever AI you want, We want money, okay? We'll take money, okay? You give your jobs, right? So let's be very realistic, and hopefully, we'll be in the group over here that, if there are people who don't want to change the world. If you want to change, then there's struggle and then you enjoy working, right? So it's not work.
So I will ask you this, I think audience is also very curious. So now I would like to open the floor for audience. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask. So.
Hello sir, myself Kritik Verma, and my question is that are you thinking about leveraging yourself profit with advanced AI applications, or are you currently working on them or not?
Sorry? No, we are working on AI very deeply in Zostel.
Yes sir. So one question I would like to ask that whenever I was thinking that कि मतलब कभी मेरी अगर कंपनी होगी एंड मेरे पास दो चॉइसेस होंगी कि मैं 1 करोड़ लोगों की जॉब खा जाऊँ AI के लिए केवल प्रॉफिट के लिए, तो मतलब उस चीज को कैसे टैकल करूँ, वो ह्यूमनली फैक्टर कैसे हटाऊँ एंड
नहीं, this is all obviously all imagination only. So I'll tell you, so I think that my whole company's job is to replace my job, right? So I think the organization should think like that if you're doing something monotonous that can be automated, just automate it, right? And then do the next thing. The world is, as I was telling you, the whole world is out there. Nobody knows about hostels. United States has no backpacker hostels, right? And Middle Eastern, Dubai, they don't get backpacker hostels. It's largely in Europe and somewhat in Australia. And I was crazy, so we have in India, and it's the world's largest backpacker hostel chain today. So the moment you are thinking these things, it's like technology only, that in steam engine में यार कोयला डालने वाले लोग थे, उनकी नौकरी चली गई, right? So those things will happen, and it is going to be a difficult phase because the jobs that we are going to replace now are knowledge worker jobs, right? Before even physical work. So physical work, robotics will come, and over here also come. So our species is looking at its own identity and purpose, right? And that is where the question is going to come, and I think our Eastern philosophy too will make it is easier for us that we'll figure out. It's much more challenge for the Western world.
Thank you sir.
Yeah. And they are going crazy, right? With their
Hello.
Yeah, you can speak loud, bro. I'll repeat your question.
Hello.
हाँ बोलो आप बोलो ब्रो, क्वेश्चन बोलो आप, क्वेश्चन. गुड इवनिंग. हाँ आगे बोलो.
Myself, Avnish from ceramics, first year. So my question to you is, what's that one piece of advice you would like to give to aspiring entrepreneurs in the travel industry?
Okay. No, but it's the same for all industries. Just start, right? Aspiring, drop कर दो अपने. Aspiring entrepreneur में बस aspiring को drop कर दो और entrepreneur बन जाओ. ठीक है? Which all starts off with just telling everybody कि यार कि हाँ मेरा है ये startup, एक website launch कर दे, company legally register करा दो. ठीक है? And that's it. I'll start. There's no other rocket science. You'll be on your path. Energies, we don't understand how this nature of reality works, right? So you all have seen everything everywhere all at once. ठीक है? कुछ लोगों ने तो देखी होगी. But anyways, quantum physics is something that we don't understand. यहाँ पे लोगों ने रट लिया है, ठीक है, कि यार ये equation से solve हो जाता है. But we don't understand, right? So the nature of reality, we must understand. We don't know anything, right? And we must go on our path, and things will happen. People will come, people will join, you will learn. There is no other way, no other job, nowhere else you will learn what you need to learn from entrepreneurship other than being an entrepreneur. I wish there was another thing, but it doesn't. I have seen, tested 14-year-old entrepreneurs I have mentored, 42-year-old entrepreneurs I have mentored, all face same problem. So just solve those problems by yourself. There's no real book right now.
Good day, sir. My name is Kanji. Yes. My question is mentoring is important, mentorship is important, and at what point in your life did you get did you get a mentor? And then another question,
Okay, so it's largely for me, it was, my grandfather was a philosophical guru sort of a thing, you can say. So I think more than each individual needs mentorship also can be of different types, right? From a mental coach to a physical coach to an entrepreneur coach, right? So mentors can be different. So you might need different mentors for different things. And always, I think, good to have in your mindset some people, if you're starting off first time, just like I am, like ego and bounce off and hear, largely people hear the same thing. If you can internalize it, nothing better. But largely the advice is that, you keep going on, you're on the right path. I think 80% of my talks with entrepreneurs is just letting them know that, they are thinking mostly in the right direction and their problem that they are saying. So the bouncing mode is good to have, I'll say.
Okay, sir. Question number 2 is Gospel a real estate company or institute to hospitality?
Now, both of the questions are very nice, and I think we want to be, a community first company. We want Zoe to be a community that leads on to be an empire that has real estate, that has hospitality, products, thousands of founders, millions of citizens that, that are literally operating this economy, so. We want real estate to back our magic internet money, that there's some real money that's going on.
Sir, my question is, what type of failures did you face in your journey?
I think all kinds of failures, starting with, I think funding, money, you run out of money, acquisition, deals, several term sheet failures, and founder failures, you lose your founders, different types, internal management team failures, you lose trust of your team, they refuse to work. So like I've been 11 years, so, and I think even today, we are not at that scale that, just if you just hear my story, I've been tripping on Silicon Valley since I was 17 years old. Today I'm 35, more than double, and I'm like still in the wrong timeline, right? teaching you guys entrepreneurship who don't even know Zostel, so that's there. Total failure till now, I will say.
Hello, sir. There are 2 questions of mine. First one is how to beat competition. Like in mind, how do you think like that? When your competition is growing faster, then how you tackle in mind? And my second question is just to know that what is the best and worst review of the travelers that for Jostal that stays with you. Yeah.
So I'll say that your first question was
How you think about your competition?
right. So I think it's a lot about discovering yourself, right? So the way, and each entrepreneur can be a lot different. Jeff Bezos runs Amazon in a certain fashion. It runs on zero margins. Your tables are made from your old office doors. Steve Jobs runs a company like a spaceship, 35% margins, everything super luxurious. Office is like a 7-star resort. And both of them are $1 trillion companies, right? So you can't really copy and say that this is right. So what you need to do is, I truly feel, discover yourself rather than being obsessed about competition. Because I think the real way to beat competition, to build Zoworld or Zostel right now, you will have to become me, right? And it's very difficult to become a better DV than DHARAMVEER, right? So I think that's a base mode that, if you can discover what you truly want to do, you will enjoy, and, focus on growing that, right? So there must be something that can, take you in some quantum leaps to the universe where your business is super big. Tough, but we have time, right? And your next question was
Best and worst review about
so I think where we struggle a lot with Zostel, especially now, let's say we have started listing a bit on OTAs as well, is customers don't understand. Sometimes there are crowds who might be elderly or a family who don't understand what a Zostel is, but they might book Zostel because it's affordable. And a worse experience of a traveler is usually when expectations don't match more than anything else, right? So you are expecting something else, that you'll get a hotel experience, there will be somebody who will carry your bag, and you'll get a private something, and you don't get that at a hostel, right? So those are worse. So we are trying to communicate early with such people, and I think great experience. I think we have literally changed thousands of lives today. I think thousands of people have quit their jobs after going to a hostel, right? So that has happened. People write me emails, then they write me that, why did you make hostel? I quit my job, now I have no money after 6 months, right? So that's a different struggle. You go to hostel, you get confidence, and then you leave job, and then reality hits you, and then it's a very difficult world, to be honest.
Hello, sir. Myself Aniket.
Aniket,
Hello.
Yeah.
I am a first year at IIT BHU.
Okay.
So, sir, basically, in your speech, you just have said more about community building. So, basically, what's the actual role of that community building in the success of Joshua? Can you just do that?
हाँ नहीं, हमारा तो पूरा बिजनेस है गाइस, सिर्फ कम्युनिटी के पीछे वी रन आवर बिजनेस टुडे. बहुत ही कम गाइस, जस्ट सम साइलेंस. Our business largely runs on community only. People apply to open a hostel. Yesterday also I was with some people. So we run a franchisee business. I don't operate any property myself today. Alright, and we do close to 150 to 200 crores of business. We have 100 properties. So from people finding a land, to investing in the land, to building the land, to running the property, then other side of the puzzle is people who are visiting the property, and then there are community managers. All right, and we are the trusted partners. Zoos, hostel, people love us, they trust us, and we extend that trust to all of these partners, and that's how the business is. So honestly, if you look at it from being very first principle and true to yourself and myself, it's actually just the community that is the core of the whole business.
Hello, sir. Sir, my question is, suppose we are launching a new product. So how can we build trust to our very initial customer, or suppose how can we convince our initial customer that this particular product is definitely gonna solve this particular problem?
And you are a student right now, where are you?
Yeah, I'm a student, third year student here at IIT.
Okay, so very nice था यार. देखो juniors को पकड़ लो, उनको बोलो खरीदना पड़ेगा. Seniors को बोलो job लग गई है, खरीदना पड़ेगा, right? And so you have to be the best salesman of your product, bro. ठीक है, for the first 100 at least customers, we sold it through our, let's say, Instagram, or back then Facebook. And I wish there was something else, but all of the friends and network that you have built have to be your first validators, and if they will like it, you will know it, they will take the word out. And use social media, internet, email, Reddit, Quora, सब जगह पे. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Sir, what is your tone on space tourism?
Very nice, yaar. We are very hopeful that we'll open the first hostel on Moon, and then on Mars also. And because let's say, when I want to vibe with, let's say, Elon Musk, so they are building spaceship, but what will they do when they go there, right? So we can be the first ones. We'll do research, how to live here, how to do hostel and backpack. And over there, it's very, I think we are very space efficient also, because in space, it's like literally space, right? So you need, you get very little space, right? So in our dormitory, you have 4 or 5 people, so I think we can be a good, hostel can be a good brand for space tourism. If you look at our NFTs, you'll see we have our destination as Mars and Moon, and these NFTs were made in 21. So we have kept them for the whole century.
I have searched you and Jostel, about you and Jostel on social media, and I found that you wearing the same dress almost most of the meetings.
Right.
All the things. Can you tell the reason behind it?
No, I think after one of the experiences in life, I decided either just to embrace all the colors, white has all the colors. So it's been 8 years now, since I think 2016-17, I have moved to this kurta pajama. I love them. I think now आजकल ये marketing में ज़्यादा हो गया है, तो मेरे को थोड़ा सा ऐसा हो गया, ठीक है. But there's lots of advantages. Obviously, starting from if you follow entrepreneurship from Steve Jobs times to not spend time into thinking. But then also I think this is best, right? Like from coming here, I yesterday slept also in another kurta pajama. Many times I go, I even order on Swiggy. You know, Swiggy में मिलते हैं kurta pajama, right? There's a khadi bandar. I did research. गांधी जी के जमाने से very cost efficient. And I think you can wear it in investor meeting, breakfast, शादी में भी, दोस्तों की शादी में भी ऐसे ही चला जाता हूँ मैं, right? So superb है. और brand ही बन गया है अब तो, as you are saying. चलो तालियां दो. रुको.
Hello sir, my name is Rohan. Like backpacking culture in the hostels has built a very good community among the India and coming to Europe and doing very great. But there is a threat also that since that open space and the people who are the scammers come into the space and they get bonus and it's very easy to lose the things and simply the hostel management says that the management is not responsible for all these things. So what is your stand, and it is a really a threat from entire India. Every location with the properties where you have.
Okay. No, but I think there are solutions, you know, with our, let's say, advanced cameras, security, AI वैसे कौन आ रहा है, कौन जा रहा है property में. And I think यार देखो, we are inclusive in that direction, you know, rather than being afraid. You know, you have to take care of your own things, you know. And I think वही college में campus में भी कोई भी आ जा रहा है, सामान कभी भी चोरी हो सकता है. BHU का campus काफी खुला हुआ है, ठीक है. So I think, you know, but that doesn't mean. And you know, these questions were maybe more valid, you know, 11 years ago before we had started. You know, now it's been 11 years. You know, people have traveled. कहीं ना कहीं छोटे-मोटे incidences हुए भी होंगे. But you know, still I think largely people love, and as I said, still supply constraint. You know, we have spent zero money on marketing in Facebook, Google, Instagram, कहीं भी, paper में भी. In 11 years, zero money on marketing. You know, it's been all word of mouth. So लोग गए, उनको security ठीक ही लगी होगी. तो उन्होंने किसी और को बोला कि ठीक. जाने दो.
Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of everyone, we would like to thank you for coming here and actually giving us so many valuable insights. And you know, the vision was truly inspiring, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arushi. Thank you, ESL Summit. Thank you everybody over here for your patience and listening. एंड करना है गाइज, मतलब यहाँ पे तक पहुंचे हो, यहाँ पे ईसेल, मैं था यहाँ पे आज से पता नहीं कितने 15 साल पहले या 17 साल पहले, कोई यहाँ पे ईसेल नहीं था, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कुछ भी नहीं था. एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू गाइज, इट जस्ट स्टार्टेड. दिस इज द बेस्ट टाइम टू बी एन एंटरप्रेन्योर. मतलब प्लीज जहां भी हो रहा है, कहीं स्टार्टअप में काम कर लो अच्छे से, एंथू में खुद का कुछ भी स्टार्टअप ट्राई करो. यू विल, मतलब हंड्रेड्स ऑफ, मतलब यार जस्ट यूनिवर्स इज जस्ट राइट वेयर यू आर सिटिंग ओवर हियर, आई एम ओवर देयर. यू नो, थोड़ा वाइब करो उस यूनिवर्स के साथ में और थोड़ा मल्टीवर्स सर्फ करो और बनाओ अपना अपना स्टार्टअप. ओके, बेस्ट विशेस.
That was quite an inspiring and insightful session. And on behalf of everyone here at IIT BHU, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Ranveer sir for taking his time and sharing his incredible journey with us. Now, as we move towards the conclusion of the session, I would like to request Ms. Pranjali Yadav to the VP of ESL IIT BHU to facilitate our guest, Mr. Ranveer Singh.
Guys, please settle down.
भैया शुरू करूँ क्या? कितनी बार बोलूँ सेटल डाउन? तीन बार बोल चुकी हूँ।
Good evening everyone. I, Shreya, welcome you all to the closing ceremony of E-Summit 25, Vortex of Visionaries. As we bring the summit to a close, it's hard not to feel inspired by the spirit of entrepreneurship, innovation and collaboration that has defined the past few days. This event has truly been a celebration of ideas, ambition and a power of collective efforts. Remember, every great achievement starts with a single step, and today you have taken yours, the future together. Finally, moving towards the most awaited event of the day, which is the prize distribution ceremony. For this, I would like to call upon Ms. Pranalini and Mr. Vandan, the events head of ESEL IIT BHU.
Hello everyone. I would like to invite DHARAMVEER sir to give out the prizes to the participants. So finally it's the time. The much awaited results for all the events of the summit are here. Okay, first up we have the event on trivia. So at the third place we have Kavyansh.
Second
The first runner-up of the event is Rishikesh.
आज के बाद बोलते विनर
And the winner of the event is Harsh.
Now we'll be announcing the winners for K6. The second runner-up are Team The Solvers. Team The Solvers, are you here? Okay, so they are not here. First runner-up are Case Crew. Team Case Crew. Okay, so now the winners for K6. The winners for K6 are Team The Broad Squad.
ये लोग विनर है क्या? थैंक यू। ठीक है सर।
Moving on to the next event, Design Rush. At the second runner-up of the event is Das and Co. Okay, and the first runner-up is Apex Thinker. Is Apex Thinker here? And the winner of the event is Click Smith. Is Click Smith here? Okay.
Now coming on to winners of Bit Bonanza. The second runner-up is Team Triple R. Team Triple R. Okay, so now the first runner-up is Team Benko. Team Benko. Finally, the winners of Bid Bonanza are Bidding Bonds. Bidding Bonds.
Before moving to the next event, I would like to invite Mr. Shailesh sir from Sarasai to join Dharamveer sir for the prize distribution. Okay, so the next event is Expanse. The second runner-up of the event is Butter Sustainable. Is Butter Sustainable here? The first runner-up of the event is Style Sync. And the
event is Ghumo India.
Coming on to the next event venturers, the second runner-up of the event are Team Nexora. Team Nexora, are you here? So they are not here. First runner-up is Team Mastermind. Team Mastermind is also not here. Okay, so the winners of venturers are Harshan Rashid Manot. Harshan Rashid Manot. So they are not here.
Okay, moving on to the next event. The next event is Adventure. At the second runner-up, the team winning the second runner-up is Team Catalyst Crew and Team Amigos. This is a tie. Team Catalyst Crew and Team Amigos. Excuse me. Team Amigos. Yes. I request everyone to please maintain some decorum and be silent. The first runner-up is Team Novinagil Reactors. And the winners are Team Panda.
And coming on to the most awaited event, test rank, the second runner-up for test rank are Team Ajay Rai. The first runner-up are Team Abhijit Chahar. Okay, so they are not here. And finally, for the winners, we have Team Suhanigarh. I think she's not here.
The next event is Founders Gambit. The second runner-up of the event is Yash Khandelwal.
कोई नहीं बचा.
The first runner-up of the event is Team Leviathan. Everyone please maintain silence. And the winners of Founders Gambit are Team Tech Titans.
क्या बचा? एक मैं बोल दूँ बस लास्ट फ्यू सेंटेंस. पूरा नहीं बता.
Now moving on to the event paper bench. The second runner-up for paper bench are Team Q-Sense. Team Q-Sense. Okay, so they are not here.
क्यों सेंस? ओके.
The first runner-up is Team Trinashil. And the winner of the event paper pitch is Team Saras. So I think we are done with all the event rollout. Thank you everyone for participating in the events, and let's congratulate all the winners.
Thank you, Mrinalini and Vandan, and thank you, Sailesh sir and Dharamveer sir for the felicitation. Now to deliver the vote of thanks, I would like the Associate Vice President of the ESIL IIT BHU, Mr. Athav Patil, to come upon the stage.
Good evening everyone. I won't take up much of your time, but as we draw this incredible journey to a close, it's my honor and privilege to stand here and express our deepest gratitude. E-Summit 2025, theme Vortex of Visionaries, has been a remarkable experience, and I'm filled with immense pride reflecting on the energy, innovation and entrepreneurial spirit that we have witnessed over the past 4 days. To begin with, I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to all our sponsors, without whom this E-Summit would not have been possible. A big thank you to our title sponsors, Sarasaya Institute and IIT BHU Foundation. Your generous support has played a key role in making this platform a reality. Through your partnership, we have been able to bring together bright minds, fostering engaging discussions and inspire innovative thinking. Next, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Mr. Dharamveer sir, who was present with us. Your presence had been a tremendous source of inspiration to all of us. We will also like to thank Mr. Shailesh sir from Sarasaya Institute for the extended support that they have given us throughout the event. We are also immensely thankful to Professor Amit Patra, Director of IIT BHU, and Professor Rajneesh Tyagi sir, President and Professor in charge of ESIL IIT BHU, for the steadfast support in fostering an environment of entrepreneurship at IIT BHU. To all our attendees and participants, thank you for being such an integral part of the event. Your energy, passion and engagement have been the driving force behind the vibrancy of this event. We hope the sessions, discussions, the Startup Expo and the interactions have inspired you and will continue to spark new ideas and opportunities in the future. A special round of applause for the startups and entrepreneurs participating across the event. Finally, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all the team of ESIL IIT BHU for their tireless efforts in organizing this summit.
Your dedication, hard work and passion have made this event a huge success. We hope this summit can serve as an inspiration to all the juniors out here, and it will mark as a benchmark so that every year we are scaling and reaching new heights. In conclusion, I appreciate the efforts of each and every one of you in making eSummit 2025 a huge success. We look forward to welcoming you again at eSummit 2026. Thank you all and good evening.